Picture this. What if I told you there were a firearm so powerful, so advanced, that it could harness the incredible energy of lightning itself? Yes, you heard that right. Lightning. A feat that seems more fitting for the pages of a sci-fi thriller than reality. But here's the kicker. It's entirely real, and you're about to learn the electrifying truth about its shocking capabilities. Throughout history, humanity has been fascinated with understanding and controlling the natural world. From taming fire to splitting the atom, we've constantly pushed the boundaries of science and innovation. And as we've delved into more advanced technologies, the question has always lingered. Could we one day weaponize something as untamable, as unpredictable, and as powerful as lightning itself? The answer starts in a rather unlikely place, with a groundbreaking device known as the Laser-Induced Plasma Channel Generator, a system that has a stunning capability to direct lightning strikes with cutting-edge precision. Let's back up for a second. What exactly are we talking about here? In the simplest terms, a laser-induced plasma channel generator, or LIPC for short, is basically a weapon that uses high-powered lasers to create a near-perfect pathway for lightning to travel. Think of the laser beam as the ultimate lightning guide, paving a highway in midair that's far more conductive than normal air. The concept takes advantage of one of science's coolest phenomena, plasma, the fourth state of matter. While we're all familiar with solids, liquids, and gases, plasma is a different beast entirely. Imagine gas so superheated that its atoms are ripped apart into a sea of charged particles. This is what happens to the air when it's zapped by a high-powered laser. The laser superheats and ionizes the air, forming an electrical plasma pathway. This pathway becomes the path of least resistance for electricity to follow, essentially directing a bolt of lightning wherever you wish to send it. Now here's where it gets really incredible. This technology, something that sounds like the imagination of comic book creators, is not just theoretical. Researchers, engineers, and weapons experts have been working on developing these devices for over 2 decades. The U.S. military has been a key player in funding and researching LIPC systems, seeing massive potential for this kind of controlled energy weapon in both offensive and defensive applications. You might be wondering, how practical is this technology really? Does it actually have military value? The answer is a resounding yes. Imagine you're in a high-stakes conflict zone. A laser-induced plasma channel weapon could disable enemy electronics, vehicles, or even entire communication systems with a precisely directed lightning strike. And that's just scratching the surface. The potential for this weapon doesn't stop at traditional warfare. It could even be used to safely neutralize IEDs, improvised explosive devices, without putting lives at risk by sending an exact jolt of current to detonate them from a safe distance. But it's not just the military that has their eyes set on controlling lightning. Picture applications in disaster management or infrastructure. What if we told you that lightning strikes cause over $4 billion in damage globally each year? Now imagine being able to direct those strikes away from power plants, subways, and skyscrapers. Better yet, picture being able to harvest and store that lightning energy itself. Crazy? Maybe. But consider this. A single bolt of lightning contains enough energy to power a single home for a full month. Harnessing multiple strikes directed to a secure storage system could theoretically revolutionize renewable energy in ways we can barely wrap our heads around today. Let's talk specifics. Early prototypes of LIPC systems were built around the idea of reducing accidental lightning strikes hitting power lines. The initial aim was defensive, but as the technology improved, thoughts began shifting. What more could be done with such precision control of something so untamable? One early breakthrough system developed for demonstration fired what's called a femtosecond laser pulse. For reference, a femtosecond is absurdly fast, 1/400th of a second. These ultra-short bursts of laser light deliver massive amounts of energy in unimaginably tiny time frames, creating plasma channels that extend from the gun to the target area precisely mapped within milliseconds. The system can be remarkably accurate because of one fascinating property of lasers. They follow a straight line unless refracted. This means there is no real dispersion. The weapon is as accurate as its targeting mechanism, which could easily harness radar or advanced computer vision. The laser doesn't curve in flight, meaning its application could home in on moving objects like drones or incoming missiles. And for you science enthusiasts, here's something to geek out on. The concept ties into Maxwell's equations, making theoretical physics something that could be weaponized. But this technology, as futuristic as it is, does come with challenges. For one, although we've successfully created pathways to direct lightning, consistently generating or influencing natural lightning remains tricky. Lightning itself has wildly unpredictable behavior and is incredibly destructive if mishandled. If the systems are not calibrated perfectly, the consequences can be disastrous. Targets must align perfectly with the shortest plasma channel possible. This remains one of the most significant hurdles of operationalizing LIPC systems. Moreover, weather dependency is a concern. You can't fire an LIPC weapon without environmental factors aligning in some way. Currently, the fully scaled system favors highly humid conditions, heavy potential charge imbalances in clouds or atmospheric layers, and the need for precision control of laser heat outputs. Technological limits mean a perfectly operational, fully working firestorm weapon remains out of reach for now, but not entirely out of the question. And, not to be overlooked, while the idea of utilizing lightning sounds super impressive, it's also not necessarily efficient. To give you an idea, striking something even a short distance away with lightning requires quantum-level precision and heaps of energy to create stable pathways. The entire LIPC equipment needs powerful power supplies and a robust electric source, possibly far outweighing its effectiveness in specific scenarios. Some critics argue that while the science is sound, practical engineering scalability raises more questions than answers. Let's rewind a little because despite its flaws, no discussion about weapons controlling enough power akin to nature's own greatest fury should easily undersell symbolic cultural meaning behind storms weaponizing stories. Look across myths. Natural divine punishment visuals seem destiny inevitable. Symbolic resonance, which general idea, surface idea, highlight genre, transformational contemporary era, quintessential game-changing power scales, massively unpredictable ways, fascinating anytime. 2 decades search mirror thrives, cutting plenty. Weapon history enthusiast lots. Trace mythology commercial acknowledgement scaling infinity eerily overlaps, cross-popular depictions, power felt insurmountable, lightning brandishing demigods, deciding slaughter battlefields, prominent throughness, sequential eras. So, is it magic? Well, not quite. But it might be as close as science gets. As of today, one such weapon is already close enough. Engineered functional adaptable projects, counterparts, concrete, human symbol definitions retool, aligning nature, brute force, everlasting sophisticated interpretations, frightening chaos. Few cultures elevate. Let imaginational partnerships dramatic worthy say clearly profound statement, lightning capture refined tech-emulated weapons.